Ravi sir, you spoke just now about Navjeevan Society. You're a Guile Shield winner as well for the Don Bosco. You played for one of the colleges known for its 2 C's, Commerce and Cricket, the Podar College. Sir, if you could just tell us your journey in the streets, in the gullies, in the societies at Mahim, which will inspire this generation of tennis ball cricketers to reach where you eventually reached?
I think I started very late, playing actually with the red ball. I started in Don Bosco when I was 12 or 13 years of age. So that's late in today's age. But I played tennis ball cricket from the age of 8, 9, 10 in the colony, in the gullies outside where there would be competition. Navjeevan, you would have one section. You had Palmlands where all the Parsis were. Then you had on the other side of the road, you had a totally different crowd. You had Marinagar at the back. You had the Dargah area. And there would be competitions where 5, 6 teams would come. And just like Sumit, there will be 1 or 2 professionals on a Saturday and Sunday who will make a fortune. They'll go, they'll go for 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 2 hours here, and they're pros. They'll play for these teams at a price, and it was fascinating. And like Sumit said, there would be crowds. People would come, they would identify, this guy is, and they would know his strengths also. This moment a certain player would come, there would be a huge roar because they know there'll be some fatakra now, some few shots being played. So you grew up, you would go practice in the morning in school at Azad Maidan, at Cross Maidan. When you went home after school at 5, then the mahal starts, where all gather together and then the tennis ball game starts. So sometimes you think the whole day you moved around the city through trains, through buses. Like I would go in the morning from Mahim to VT, Mahim to Churchgate, then VT to King Circle, and then come back home. If that was not available, the 314 would take me to Bosco's. 90 would bring me to Electric House. So, you got to, we've come up from this thing. But the biggest thrill would be from 5 to 7. And then your parents would come and father would come with a stick now, get in, start studying. But those were the fun days. And I think this will give the opportunity to a lot of this young talent. Sumit was absolutely right. Because once this is televised, once this is on a platform, the number of people that will be watching it around the country will not be funny. It will captivate its own audience. It will make its own audience, which will give the exposure to these players, to go places. Like he mentioned, jobs, it could be something else. They could be brand ambassadors for a lot of other things. And basically, an opportunity to showcase their talent.
Ravi sir, just to take that conversation ahead, you in your speech just now mentioned about one word, street smart, where, when you were playing underarm cricket, the 1 declared or 2 declared or driving through that inside out, how much did it shape the tennis ball cricket? How much did it shape you as an all-rounder?
Oh, tremendous. Because, to be street smart means you think on your feet. You have to think quick. When something's coming at you and giving you just 0.5 seconds to play, your thought process has to be very clear. And the best players in the world are the players who think clearly, in the most difficult situations. And here in tennis ball cricket, things happen very quick. The underarm stuff from 15 yards, you might have played Roberts, Holding, Marshall, Garner, but tikadna aisa danda gena na, mayat padne padnar. You won't even know kahan se gaya ball, kidhar phir gaya, because what they do with their hands is something unreal. And that can be used even in this thing. So you see a lot of deliveries today, especially when you see cricketers, spinners from Afghanistan. When you see Rashid, Noor bowling, they must have played a lot of tennis ball cricket. To get the strong fingers and to release the ball and get that much stuff on it is tremendous. A lot of players in the subcontinent, they tape the tennis ball on one side so that it becomes heavier and you see reverse. So, you can see which side is heavier, that the ball might tail in that direction as opposed to this thing. So you learn those skills early, and it's just about going to a bigger platform and implementing there as well.
Yes, absolutely. What a wonderful thought that is from Ravi sir. Can we have a big round of applause for that thought where he said that yes, you may face Garner, Roberts, Holding, But that ball that comes fast underarm in box cricket is something that will test you and make you a street smart cricketer. So we'll continue the chat, but we'll just change strike for a minute. And if I could request Ashish to say a few words. Sir, तुम्ही आता सांगितलं वसीम जाफर बरोबरचं cricket. A couple of good examples also you gave why people or why batters would hit it in a particular direction. But sir, what do you think of this Indian Street Premier League? What is the USP, the most unique part of this concept, sir?
See, I'll tell you that the USP, the most important part of this ISPL is we are giving them organized platform, a kind of professionalism to the players, maybe batter or a bowler, which has developed their natural talent. That talent needs to be given a platform and then they can utilize their skill by developing a technique. They will rock. I think that's what was needed for, and which was been given by ISPL. That all 6 places, and I came to know that we are going to have 2 more cities going to be added soon. And if we are going to have 6 or 8, whatever, would be the places where the kind of batter or a bowler would get an opportunity to go to the stadium and execute it. See, they have the role model in front of them. Like many players must have feeling that, my role model is Ravi Shastri. But to follow, to execute that skill which I follow in Ravi Shastri from my very childhood, where will I get that opportunity in stadium? I think the fulfillment of the dream, giving an opportunity, laying a professionalism and a unique platform, that is the USP.
Oh, yes, absolutely, sir. As you said, taking the USP topic ahead, as you rightly said. So how do you think, in Mumbai, we've seen so much tennis ball cricket played. It's pitching असतं, box cricket असतं, 5 overs असतं. हा T10चा format आहे, the T10 format that will be played. So what are your expectations? How do you think this tournament will be received all across the country and especially in our city of Mumbai?
मुंबईमध्ये तर धूम मचेल. And what I know is that we have added the right thing. The franchise may have their own mentors, maybe a Ranji players. Then there is a spice of Bollywood maybe come up. At right time that may come up, maybe in an announcement. And I think in all that flair, Mumbai will rock, and throughout the country, it will be a fabulous response. As Ravi has just rightly stated, the new viewers will get developed. The new heroes will come up. The new style will be followed. They have their own way of maintaining the records. The ISPL will give the kind of records which will be get tallied. Maybe there will be a tough time to official players who are playing in Ranji and many other formats. That look at this guy who is playing informally, formal game now in the stadium, but the way he has scored, the way he has developed his shot, and naturally maybe a viewer may come across, I am not saying it's a challenge, but by way to look at the player who is playing for my city in Ranji or any other format. So I think it's a vice versa. Both way, the response will be great.
Yes, absolutely. Can we have a big round of applause for that thought that the response is going to be fabulous? And as sir said, Mumbai will rock, as it always does.
Boom.
Dhoom macha de. Yes. Yes, can we have Amol sir in the chat? We have seen how Wankhede Stadium has rocked for the last 5 matches that it hosted here. Be it the President's Box, be it the North Stand, be it the launch of the statue here that we just now had of Sachin Tendulkar, be it the entire stadium, it was at its rollicking best. And a visionary, the president of the Mumbai Cricket Association, Mr. Amol Kal, is also the core committee member here at the ISPL. So what made you come up with this concept and this unique initiative of the ISPL?
Thank you, Prasanna. The basic idea and the concept which came to us, while we roam around the streets of Mumbai or any city, we still see a lot of cricket going on. Unfortunately, with cricket, there are very limited opportunities for these players who play on streets. Unless you give them a structured format and they feel that yes, playing cricket can be beneficial, can make them career, they will not come into it. And that is how the tennis cricket was going down. So keep the tennis cricket alive. There has to be a structured format where this raw talent gets an opportunity to play as well as to earn something from where they are playing. Unless you give them, this was not possible. So that was the idea behind this league.
Yes, absolutely, sir. When we spoke to you before the World Cup started, when we had a pre-show of the Maidan and of the stadium here, you had all the plans and everything in place with the team. Sir, how excited are you about the first season of the ISPL?
I'm absolutely excited about this first season of ISPL because I've seen cricket going around in the streets, gullies. The boys are so excited, but unfortunately they don't get an opportunity to come inside the stadium. Forget to watch the match. So here they are getting an opportunity to come inside the stadium and play on a stadium. Play on a stadium wicket is such an exciting idea that any cricketer would die for it. And this league in particular is going to give them that opportunity to come inside the stadium, not only to come inside the stadium, but play with spectators in and around, and at the same time, they will have an opportunity to earn something out of it. That would be the USP of this league.
Absolutely. What a lovely thought that is from the core committee member of the ISPL and also the president of the Mumbai Cricket Association. We'll have one more round of the interaction and then we sum up this launch of the ISPL. Coming back to Ravi sir. Ravi sir, we spoke about tennis ball cricket. You spoke about your memories. But here at the Wankhede Stadium, just a few days back, we had the World Cup. Sir, how you saw it from such close quarters. How do you summarize the campaign of the Indian cricket team in this World Cup?
I think it was fabulous. I mean, you couldn't have, to be honest, it still hurts, even from the outside, that we couldn't lift the cup because we were the strongest team. To be honest, day in, day out, if you play all opposition, around the globe, India will win a lot of matches. And the way the bowling stood up, towards the mid stage of the tournament, you thought you were in with a great, great chance. But then nothing comes easy. Like I tell people, even as the great man Sachin Tendulkar had to wait 6 World Cups to win one. So, you don't win World Cups. To win a World Cup, you got to be damn good on that big day. What you do earlier doesn't count. On that big day, that's when, you rise to the occasion. And there are 2 big days. Even before the start of the tournament, you knew. What happens early doors, no one counts. Top 4 teams are there. Semi-final, final. Those 2 days you perform, you're there. And those were the 2 days Australia performed where they came from nowhere. They lost the first 2, but on the day, the 2 days, they pulled it off. So, it was heartbreaking, but I think a lot of the guys will learn, the game moves on. I see India winning a World Cup very soon. It might not be the 50 over that easily because you've got to again rebuild the side. 20 over cricket. But the very next one, India will be serious challenges because you've got the nucleus, you've got the youth. It's a shorter format of the game. So, your focus should be in that direction. But just a point coming back to the Indian Street Premier League. I was in Pune doing a game. And I got a call from Amolji and he said, I need you to meet someone and just have a chat, which happened to be Suraj. So I said, I'm traveling all over the place. He said, no, I'll come to Pune, I'll come. So during the game, it was, I think, India weren't playing. It was some other game, England versus, I think, some other team. So we met there at lunch. The moment he gave me the concept, I said, this looks good. And he said, no, but for that you'll have to do a promo which you saw. So I shot that at 6 o'clock in the morning after the semi-final. So I left the ground I must be the only guy who left the ground after midnight, but was back. That was the quickest return to the crease.
Oh yes, what a return to the crease. Ravi sir, one final thought from you before we have the concluding thoughts from both the gentlemen. Ravi sir, we just now spoke about the World Cup. You are a world champion, the 1983 World Cup. When India toured Australia, you were the coach. 2 series wins for India. A couple of cricketers always say that during that 92-93 Ranji Trophy season when you led Mumbai, they say that we won the finals in the dressing room. Because that's what Ravi sir is known for, the inspiration, the messages that he drives. Sir, we would request you to have one message for these tennis ball cricketers to dream big through the ISPL and reach where you have?
I think my only message to them will be you have an opportunity to carve a niche for yourselves. You know, the game can evolve. It doesn't have to be only red ball, white ball. It will be tennis ball now. You see volleyball. Today there's beach volleyball. You know, you go to tennis. There's paddle tennis. There are other formats coming in. So you can carve a niche for yourself in that field. You know, tomorrow, like Ashish ji mentioned, there'll be stats. There'll be records. You know, he's one of the great tennis ball players of all time. Tennis ball cricket players of all time. It will be a stat. And to be honest, a player who plays the real game will find it very hard to match that tennis player's skills. So there is where you have a chance to carve a niche for yourself because of the audience that are watching. And I promise you, you know, it's the masses. You will captivate the audience. They'll be glued to their television sets, be it any part of the country, because they'll want to see this kind of talent. It's such a popular game, tennis ball, cricket. So it's in your hands to carve a niche, make a name, and make a career out of it.
Absolutely. Can we have a big round of applause? हा एक खूप महत्वाचा thought आहे. To
There's
carve
one
a
thing,
niche.
Patil.
Yeah, sorry.
एक असं होलं पाहिजे की when you're playing tennis ball cricket, the parents should say, हा जा, आता जाऊन खेळ. Chance आहे तुम्हाला काहीतरी कळायला. You know, otherwise, चल घरी ये आणि get to your books. So now is your opportunity and show them. दाखवतो तुम्हाला.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And जेव्हा रवी सर म्हणतात दाखवून द्या, you must show it. Can you have a big round of applause for that thought? That carve a niche for yourself. काहीतरी वेगळं करून दाखवा, स्वतःची एक वेगळी ओळख निर्माण करून दाखवा. आणि हे खूप मोठं व्यासपीठ आहे, the ISPL. Winding up with the two core committee members, Ashish sir, your one wish for the ISPL.
My wish is very clear, as it has been spelled out nicely by Ravi, that the opportunity, the skill development, I must say, in return, you can settle your own bank accounts. Apart from that, make your name, make your record, and make the formal game and formal players to feel that they are equal level to anybody in the country. Let this ISPL be like this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Amol sir, your thoughts and your one wish for the first season of the ISPL.
Yeah, I just wish that we spoke about the World Cup. So this tennis cricket has a huge potential, and this is going to be, as Ravi sir said, that this is going to be the largest viewed league if everything goes well, and the players will have a great opportunity. So I wish that one day we sit here and discuss about the tennis cricket World Cup. Let's work towards it and take it ahead. Thank you.
Absolutely. Can we have a big round of applause for all the three gentlemen on the dais, where we started exactly at 12, and here we have officially launched the ISPL with some wonderful thoughts on the ISPL, the wish, and also one strong message coming in that this is the platform which you can use to the best of your opportunities. That's where we wind up the discussion and the launch as well. Thank you so much, Ashish sir. Thank you so much, Ravi sir.
हे आहे देशातील नंबर 1 न्यूज नेटवर्क आणि आपण पाहत आहात TV9 मराठी. काळजी तुमची, हित महाराष्ट्राचं.